We must address this now. The time for waiting is over. We act together today. Have you ever felt drained, taken for granted, or pushed beyond your limits? Because you couldn't say no? It's a silent struggle many of us carry, especially when we've spent decades caring for others. Today, I want to share a story about a woman named Marlene, who discovered the power of one small word: no. Marlene was the heart of her family. She helped her neighbors, volunteered at church, supported her colleagues, and yet she felt empty, always exhausted, always on call, until one afternoon, a request came that would change everything. She paused, heart racing, and for the first time, she said, no. Marlene sat quietly in her living room, hands clasped, eyes fixed on the fading afternoon light. The house was silent. But inside her heart, noise filled every corner. The noise of responsibilities, the noise of expectations, the noise of a life spent giving and giving and giving. She wasn't crying, she wasn't angry, she was simply tired. A deep, bone-weary tired that sleep could not fix. For over 50 years, Marlene had been everything to everyone. A devoted daughter, a reliable sister, a selfless mother, a dependable colleague, a faithful church worker, a caring neighbor. She had built her identity around being needed, and at first, it felt good. It felt meaningful, but over time, something quietly disappeared: herself. That love meant giving, that good women didn't complain, they endured. They carried burdens silently, they put others first, always. From a young age, Marlene was taught that kindness meant sacrifice. So she learned to say yes before she even learned to say no. Yes to family, yes to work, yes to emotional labor. Yes to fixing problems that weren't hers to fix. Her yes became automatic. And soon people stopped asking, they simply assumed, because Marlene always handled it. Reflexive, expected. Her days became crowded with requests, crowded with responsibilities, crowded with obligations. Her phone rang endlessly. Someone needed advice. Someone needed help. Someone needed support. At work, she covered shifts. At home, she solved conflicts. At church, she volunteered tirelessly. There was always something. And there was always someone. Yet there was rarely time for Marlene. She postponed rest, delayed joy, ignored exhaustion. She told herself, just get through today. Just help one more person. Just do one more thing. But the days turned into years, and the years quietly drained her. Over time, her body began to whisper warnings. Chronic fatigue, sleepless nights, constant tension in her shoulders. Her mind grew heavy. She felt invisible, underappreciated, unseen. Yet she still smiled, still showed up, still said yes. Because that's who she had always been. But deep down, a painful question began to rise. If I stop giving, will anyone still care? One afternoon, after another long, exhausting day, a familiar request came. Another favor, another sacrifice, another piece of herself to give away. Marlene opened her mouth to say yes, but something inside her resisted. Her chest tightened, her throat closed, her heart pounded. For the first time, she felt the full weight of her exhaustion. And in that moment, she understood something clearly. If I don't stop, I will lose myself completely. She took a slow breath, her voice trembled, and she whispered the words she had
Marlene, could you help
avoided
out
her
on the client
entire
deck tonight?
life.
It's a bit last minute.
No.
No.
The room went silent. Her heart raced. Her mind panicked. Had she done something wrong? Had she disappointed someone? But beneath the fear, there was relief. Pure, undeniable relief. For the first time in decades, she chose herself. And though the word was small, its power was enormous. And reactions came quickly. Surprise. Confusion, disappointment. Some people frowned, some questioned her. Some tried to make her feel guilty. You've always helped before. You're changing. What's wrong with you? And for a moment, doubt crept in. Was she being selfish? Was she becoming cold? Was she failing her role? But then she remembered how tired she had been, how invisible she had felt.
I know this isn't
how
what you
empty her
expected,
life had become.
but it's the truth.
And she stood firm, quietly, gently, without apology. The hardest part wasn't the reactions. It was unlearning a lifetime of conditioning. Every no triggered guilt. Every boundary felt unnatural. Every moment of rest felt undeserved. But she kept reminding herself. Rest is not laziness. Boundaries are not cruelty. Self-care is not selfishness. Slowly, her nervous system softened. Her mind quieted. Her heart healed. Days passed. Then weeks. Then months. And something extraordinary happened. Marlene began to feel alive again. She slept deeply. She laughed freely. She woke up without dread. She took peaceful walks, enjoyed quiet mornings, rediscovered forgotten hobbies. For the first time in years, she felt light. Not because life became easy, but because she stopped carrying what was never hers to hold. Something else changed too. Her relationships improved. The people who truly loved her respected her boundaries. They listened, they adjusted, they appreciated her more. Because now her yes was intentional, not forced, not expected, chosen. And those who only valued her for what she provided slowly drifted away. And though it hurt, it also healed. Because Marlene realized anyone who leaves when you set boundaries was never meant to stay. One evening, as Marlene sat watching the sunset, she smiled quietly. She finally understood something that had taken her over 50 years to learn. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot save others while destroying yourself. And you cannot live fully if you never allow yourself to rest. Maybe you see yourself in Marlene. Maybe you are the strong one, the dependable one, the one everyone calls, the one who never says no. And maybe you are tired. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, deeply. Let this story be your reminder. Your worth is not measured by how much you give. Your value does not come from exhaustion. Your love does not require self-destruction. You don't have to change everything overnight. Say no to one thing that drains you. Set one gentle boundary. Protect one piece of your peace. And when guilt rises, remember, you are allowed to rest, you're allowed to breathe, you are allowed to choose yourself. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors. Doors that let the right people in and keep unhealthy demands out. Boundaries don't push love away. They protect it, they preserve it, they make it sustainable. Saying no is not rejection. It is self-respect, it is wisdom, it is survival. And sometimes it is the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for others. If you spent your life carrying everyone else, it's time to put the load down. If you've been silent for too long, it's time to speak. If you've forgotten yourself, it's time to return home. One word can change everything. No. Say it gently. Say it honestly. Say it without guilt. Because when you say no to what drains you, you finally say yes to the life you deserve.